What if the love story you always suspected was a real all along? Jimin and Jungkook officially open up about their love, proving that real love needs no hiding. So what really happened behind the scenes, and why now? Let's find out together, right here on Red Carpet Revealed. From the first moment BTS stepped onto the global stage, there was a spark that went beyond the music, a connection between two members that fans couldn't quite explain. Park Jimin and Jungkook, known to the world as performers, dancers, and cultural icons, were also quietly writing their own story behind closed doors. It wasn't just friendship, it wasn't fanfiction. And now, after years of speculation, they have spoken their truth. They're in love. Their announcement is more than a revelation. It's a revolution in an industry where privacy is power, where image often overtakes identity, and where love, especially same-sex love, is rarely given space to breathe. But Jimin and Jungkook have decided not to hide anymore. In doing so, they have proven something timeless and profound: real love does not need to be hidden. It demands to be lived. A brief timeline, from bandmates to soulmates. The story of Jimin and Jungkook began in 2013, not as lovers, but as strangers navigating the fierce world of K-pop training. Jimin, the passionate perfectionist from Busan, and Jungkook, the golden matinee with a quiet yet magnetic charm, were both teens then. Their paths crossed not in a romantic drama, but in dance rooms, vocal rehearsals, late-night conversations fueled by exhaustion and shared dreams. As BTS rose to global fame, the bond between Jimin and Jungkook strengthened in ways that were impossible to ignore. They weren't just close, they were intertwined. Fans coined the term Jikook to describe the chemistry they saw, the glances, the touches, the protective gestures. But behind the nickname was a reality few could confirm. Shared hotel rooms and travel stories to cryptic lyrics and onstage intimacy, their history is filled with breadcrumbs. In one particularly emotional moment, Jungkook was seen wiping away Jimin's tears on stage. In another, Jimin once paused during a concert to silently watch Jungkook sing. These weren't isolated acts, they were part of a larger emotional tapestry, woven slowly, quietly, and deeply. Between the lines, the unspoken connection. Unlike scripted fan service or rehearsed interactions, the way Jimin and Jungkook connected felt organic. There was a kind of telepathy between them, an emotional fluency that transcended words. They knew when to speak, and more importantly, to stay silent. The depth of their connection was seen not just in big gestures, but in tiny, easily missed details: a hand reaching out in a crowd, a smile exchanged backstage, a look in the middle of chaos. In an industry that thrives on illusion, the authenticity between them stood out. Even fans who initially dismissed the possibility of something romantic began to reconsider. Over time, their interactions became too intimate, too natural to be dismissed as coincidence. There was history in their eyes. There was tenderness in their silence. In their official joint statement, Jungkook said, "I didn't know what love was supposed to feel like until I realized I'd been living it for years with him." Jimin added, "He's the calm in my storm. He's been with me through every high and low, and now we want to stop pretending. We want to live our truth." Their words resonated with millions. Suddenly, the story wasn't about speculation. It was about revelation. Rumors, pressures, and the cost of silence. Living authentically in the public eye comes with a cost Jimin and Jungkook bore silently for years. In the world of K-pop, where image management is meticulously controlled, the idea of two male idols in a relationship is unthinkable to many. Beyond the industry, cultural norms in South Korea still stigmatize same-sex relationships. Add global fame to the mix, pressure becomes unbearable. For years, they were forced to smile through rumors, to downplay their closeness, to distance themselves in moments that should have been natural. Fans noticed changes: hand-holding that stopped, eye contact that became more restrained, physical closeness replaced by polite distance. It wasn't because the feelings changed, it was because the stakes had. And yet, behind the scenes, bond never wavered. Friends and staff whispered about their closeness. Insiders spoke of late-night talks, of the quiet way Jungkook always looked for Jimin in a room, or the way Jimin lit up when Jungkook laughed. They loved in the shadows, but that love never dimmed. The turning point, Why they finally spoke up. The decision to go public wasn't sudden, it was years in the making. In their exclusive interview with Red Carpet Revealed, Jimin said, "It wasn't about being brave, it was about being tired. Tired of hiding something that brings us so much joy." Jungkook echoed, "We didn't want to announce it with fanfare, we wanted it to be honest. Quiet. True." The final push came during their time away from group activities. The solitude gave them clarity. Without the noise of fame, they saw what truly mattered, not the approval of the world, but the freedom to live as they are. Their post, uploaded to their shared account, was brief but powerful. "We are grateful for the love you've given us all these years. Today, we ask for your love again, for who we are, and for the life we choose to live together." The post exploded across social media. It broke records. It broke silence. The official declaration. When the world read their message, something shifted. For the first time in K-pop history, male idols had come forward, not just to confirm their relationship. To do so with dignity, grace, and love. Always given our hearts to our fans through music. Now, we give them our truth. This wasn't just a personal confession, it was a cultural reckoning. Korean and international media responded with a mixture of awe and admiration. Journalists called it a defining moment. Scholars began debating its impact on Korean culture. Fans, especially those from the LGBTQ+ community, found themselves deeply moved. Many said they felt seen for the first time. The world reacts. Social media exploded. Fan art, tribute videos, and open letters flooded platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. One fan wrote, "This isn't just about Jungkook. This is about every queer person who thought they had to hide to be loved." Some conservative voices expressed skepticism, even criticism. But the overwhelming wave was one of support. LGBTQ+ organizations praised the couple. Fellow artists offered congratulations. International celebrities reposted their message with words of encouragement. In many ways, the world felt ready, even if South Korea wasn't fully there yet. Love in the public eye. Post-confession, Jimin and Jungkook didn't retreat. Showed up. Together, they performed as usual. Ended fan meetings, and even appeared on variety shows. But now, quiet confidence. There was no sensationalism, only sincerity. In interviews, they declined to discuss personal details but offered insight into how their relationship had changed their artistry. "Music feels more honest now," Jimin said. "It's not just about heartbreak or longing. It's about joy. About belonging." Jungkook shared, "We don't want to become political symbols. Just want to be two people in love, doing what we love." Still, they became symbols. And symbols matter. What this means for the LGBTQ+ community. Their story marks a new chapter in the visibility of queer love in mainstream culture, especially in Asia. Their LGBTQ+ representation remains limited. Their openness shatters long-standing barriers. Activists note that while policies may not change overnight, public perception often changes faster. Young fans now grow up seeing a different possibility. Love that is tender, mutual, and unashamed. Many, Jimin and Jungkook's confession is more than celebrity news. It's hope. Building a future together. So, what comes next? Neither Jimin nor Jungkook has expressed plans for separation from BTS. Their relationship, they insist, is not a brand, not a gimmick. It's a part of who they are, something they bring with them into every song, every stage, every future project. Talk about home. About peace, about walking their dogs and watching late-night movies. Love story that began in a practice room has become something simple, something beautiful. In a letter to fans, Jungkook wrote, "Used to think love was something you had to protect in silence. But real love doesn't fear the light." And Jimin ended with this, "He's the song I've always been singing. And now, I get to sing it out loud." In a world still learning how to love freely, they have chosen to love fearlessly.